Hello everyone. It's Lindsay Landry, intuitive and spiritual business mentor for heart and soul centered women who are ready to deepen their relationships with their business, their significant others, and most importantly, with themselves. I'm so excited and honored to be here with you today and to be recording this video after a really, really long time of feeling like I've been in a hibernation mode. And today, one of the things that I really wanted to talk about is sort of this elephant in the room energy, and it's the ways that we feel the collective energy and the ways that the collective energy impacts us as healers and also entrepreneurs, and how we can navigate that, and also allow it to be for us rather than feeling like we are a victim to it or feeling like it is sabotaging or affecting the results that we're getting in our business, our relationships, or any area of our life, really. So, leading up to my getting here, I felt a little bit like I've been swimming in the collective energy, and I just had coffee with a friend this morning, and we were talking about how the moon's in Pisces, which my moon is in Pisces. And, Pisces is one of those signs where it really is connected to everything, and it's so intuitive and so watery that it feels all of the things. And that's part of its magic, and also part of the woundedness of it is this place where you can begin to feel like a victim, a victim to the outside energy, a victim to the collective energy, to what's happening around you, because it's so intense, right? It's hard to find yourself or your individualization in the collective. And so after having this conversation with her this morning, and also noticing this for myself, where I've really been craving to get back in the flow of connecting with you and giving value and creating in general, because that really is one of the places where I really do feel the most myself, when I can show up and share and connect and really come into this heart space. And I've really been deeply desiring that and longing for it. And at the same time, what I've been noticing is sort of like each time I go to do it, whether it's writing an email or maybe it's doing a video, each time I go to do it, there's like this interference, and the interference, what I've been noticing is either my boyfriend's energy, maybe, or maybe it's worrying about how I'm going to be received, or also this feeling of the collective, noticing like where we are and the disconnect that we're feeling as a whole, and so it's like I start to get into the motion, and then I've been noticing how this collective energy has sort of been in my way. I'll just say that. And so I want to just talk about it. Let's just like turn towards it, right? And talk about it, because what I do know, and I was sharing this with my friend this morning, is like one of the magics of, this way that I feel the collective and having my Pisces moon, right? It really does allow me to connect to this collective place, right? And this collective processing and the pain of it. And that's one of the ways that, when I'm in that place and I can drop into a session with someone, or tune into what's happening and see them and feel them, like that's one of the places that I really do connect, and I'm stretching my capacity to just go there. And it feels like this video is one of those ways that I'm feeling guided to do that. And so I want to just talk about it. And what I want to start by saying is, if you are feeling overwhelmed, or if you're feeling sort of bombarded by the energy, because this year has been pretty intense. It's been a roller coaster ride. There's been a lot of challenges. We've been working through a lot of karmic energy. And, one of the things that I was talking to my friend about is how typically, there's different themes even when we're going through different seasons. Like Scorpio season has a specific theme, or Sagittarius usually holds a certain energy, and this year it's felt very different. So if you typically feel like, in Scorpio season it's a magical time, you might not have felt that this year. And when we begin to notice that, we can become really hard on ourselves, right? We can think like, oh my God, am I doing something wrong? What's wrong with me? Is my mindset not strong enough? Or maybe I'm holding too much stuff, right, for myself to be feeling the magic. When you start to notice yourself going into these different layers, I like to get really curious. That's a good sign to ask yourself, like, okay, am I feeling other people's energy? Am I feeling the collective? And if you really get quiet and you just tune in and ask that, you can feel for your yes or your no, what's true for you. And, there's no right or wrong. And either way, whether you are feeling the collective or maybe it is just your stuff, right? It's still for you. And one of the things that I've been practicing, because I used to make myself wrong for this, and I used to sort of see it as this shadowy place in me, right? Because I would end up feeling all the things, and then it's like, kind of getting frustrated with that part of me. And what I've been doing instead is really receiving it. And rather than having to come back to myself, because there's a way that, if you know that sometimes boundaries are a thing for you, and maybe you get pulled by other people's energy, whether it's your significant other or your clients or the collective, like for me, I used to make myself wrong for this. So when I noticed I was feeling other people's energy, or I was swimming in other people's energy, I would really try to like sit down and come back to myself and like, yes to this is really important. And at the same time, what I've been noticing is the more intense the energy gets, the harder it is to find space to do that. But also there's like this, when we have to do a thing, there's this way that we're making the other version like wrong. And what I've found is when I just give myself full permission, right? So I give myself permission to feel the people around me, feel the collective, and I sort of just give myself permission to expand into that and receive that part of myself, to feel it. What happens is then I am able to come back to myself naturally. There's like this natural softening, this natural collecting back. And so, I invite you to begin to practice this and play with this. And also, when we give ourselves permission to feel the people around us, this was one of the things that during my move I really noticed as well. I was really feeling James. I was really feeling the lady that we moved into her house. And it got really overwhelming for me in different moments. And what I noticed is when I stopped making it wrong and I allowed myself to soften into it, expand into it, surrender to it, then what happened is it opened me to have more compassion. It sort of cracked my heart open in a way. And I feel like this is what's happening right now as a collective. And so, if you're noticing this, I really invite you to surrender. And if you're noticing maybe like in your business you're wanting to create and there's some turmoil, or you're in between projects and you feel the old and the new, and you're trying to feel for like how to connect, right? Go back to your experience, what you're experiencing, what you're feeling, even in the in between, or even in the feeling the people around you. Really get present with that, and then allow yourself to use that as your connecting point, right? Because more than likely, if you are feeling that, people around you are feeling it too. And it's this place of, we become so afraid that we are the only person that's feeling a certain thing. So we isolate. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to turn towards it, right? We try to push it away. We try to just do the external thing, get the external result, put the external band-aid so that we don't have to feel or turn towards this thing. And that actually amplifies the feeling or the disharmony. When we can turn towards it, when we can accept it, when we can see it in ourselves and know that because we're seeing it in ourselves, also other people are experiencing it too. And we can allow that to be the connection point, right? Then it can allow us to connect more to everyone around us, our partners, our clients, our potential clients, the people at the store. And so this is what I want to invite you towards this week. Noticing where you're feeling the collective, notice where you're feeling the people around you, and also let yourself surrender to it rather than fighting it or making it wrong. Let it crack you open. Use it as a connection point, right? Go deeper into the feeling, turn towards the feeling, and then allow that to be the bridge for the connection. So as you play with this, I'd love to hear from you. You can comment below on this video and let me know what's moving through for you, or simply respond to one of my emails. I'd love to connect with you there. And my intention is to send out weekly videos like this where I'm sharing an energy technique tool. And I also have some guest interviews in store, so keep your eyes posted for that. And if you haven't already, you can like my business page, Soul Inspired Success. The link's in the comments. And over there, every Tuesday, I share card readings, and I share some alignment tips throughout the week. And so you can follow me there as well. I'm sending you so much love, and I hope you have a blessed week.